we're in the service industry, just not carrying a tray or slinging a drink. That's what I always say.
Absolutely.
I'm always curious of like what compels other people to go into a people field.
Yeah, I think for me is just want to see a difference made, especially in a workplace where people feel that they are valued and that they are heard. And so a lot of times when those things were not happening, it was like, gosh, what can I do to make a difference in the culture for people to really show up and thrive?
Years and years ago, we weren't thinking about inclusion and diversity and equity, and we weren't thinking about belonging. How was it when you first started? I'm curious about that.
I think when I first started, it was just seeing bad behavior. It's like, did they just say that? Did they just do that? But back then, of course, we didn't have the words to put to it.
Right.
But it was just more of just this bad behavior and things that were happening that should not have been.
So one of the things that we talk about with my company and our messaging is transforming corporate cultures to people culture. And we've been thinking so much about that. What does that really mean? When you hear me say that, does that mean something for you? Do you hear something in that touches you in some way?
Yeah, and our mission and our slogan is that we partner to transform one culture and one business at a time. And so the goal is that people feel included, people feel heard, understood, validated. They feel like they belong on the team and at the organization. People just feel that they are safe to show up.
What do you think is often the most overlooked in this kind of work? Like what voices get overlooked?
Yeah, a lot of times those who are more on the front line, a lot of times their voices may not get heard. And so we want to talk to all employees throughout the company, union employees, non-union employees. And a lot of times those employees who are mailroom or whatever it may be are not even asked to be a part of the conversation. And they're the ones that may have a lot of the great ideas.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to speak to a lot of hourly employees at a couple of plants. Oh, these gruff dudes, and I was like, yeah, we want you on a podcast. And they would start talking, and then they were walking out giving each other high fives. They were so excited. And it wasn't about woohoo, they talked to me. It was woohoo, the company cares so much. You and I started talking about this months ago, about how storytelling and audio storytelling, how we can really leverage this. We talked about with leadership development. This is a great tool for that. Younger people get to hear what leaders went through. That is so beneficial. In my experience, that's been. How's that been in your experience with your work?
Same here. I think it's beneficial. And I was going to say too, Sissy, is one of the key things is really communicating that the leader has heard their employees and here's what they plan to do as a result of that feedback. And so I tell leaders that we can't boil the ocean. However, let's start where you are. And we're here with them on the journey for sure. And it is a journey.